Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial artist, he was a mystery of nature. From lightning speed moves to unbelievable strength, he did things that even science can't explain. Today we're diving into the most unbelievable Bruce Lee moments that left experts speechless. Rising star. From the very beginning, Bruce Lee's life was set for greatness. As just a baby, he appeared in his first film, Golden Gate Girl, and soon after he was acting in more than 20 movies as a young actor in Hong Kong. These early years in front of the camera sharpened his skills and gave him the confidence that later fueled his transition into martial arts films. What started as a childhood in the entertainment world became the solid ground on which his legendary career was built, leading him to become not just a martial artist, but a global icon whose influence still lives on today.
Bruce Lee's real fights. Every punch, every kick, every move Bruce Lee made on screen felt different, almost too real to be just acting. While other actors stuck to flashy, rehearsed choreography, Bruce wanted his fights to feel raw and believable. He pushed for real contact, making his scenes intense and unforgettable. This bold style not only shocked audiences back then, but also changed how action movies are filmed even today. Bruce Lee's commitment to realism turned fight scenes into something powerful and lasting, leaving a mark on generations of filmmakers.
Hidden power. Everyone thought Bruce Lee was just a small, lean guy, but his real power shocked everyone who saw him train. He wasn't the biggest in the room, yet his strength was on another level. While most fighters trained with 50-kilogram punching bags, Bruce pushed himself with bags over 135 kilograms, smashing them as if they were nothing. The footage of him striking these heavy bags shows how his punches carried not just brute force, but also perfect control. His secret wasn't size, it was his dedication, precision, and the way he turned his body into a true powerhouse.
Bruce Lee's risk. Bruce Lee was so focused on looking perfect that he did something shocking. He had the sweat glands under his arms removed because he didn't want sweat stains to ruin his image on screen. Some say this risky choice may have played a part in his early death, adding mystery to his life. But no matter the danger, Bruce never let anything stop him from appearing flawless, showing just how far he went to keep his legendary image alive.
Rooftop battles. High above the streets of Seattle, Bruce Lee once faced challenges that few people know about. After his boxing match with Gary Elms, he took part in secret rooftop bamboo fights, also called crossing hands duels. These weren't endless street brawls like rumors suggest, but rare and intense encounters. Here, Bruce tested his skills against real opponents in unpredictable ways, far beyond the rules of formal competition. These rooftop battles became turning points, sharpening his martial arts and preparing him for the legend he was about to become.
Bruce Lee's challenge fight. Crowds in Seattle watched in shock when a simple martial arts demonstration suddenly turned into a real fight. Bruce Lee faced Yuichi Nakachi, a black belt in karate and judo, after a heated argument about which style was more powerful. The two agreed to settle it inside the YMCA, and the atmosphere was tense. As the match began, Bruce moved with lightning speed and flawless precision. Within just seconds, Nakachi was defeated, and Bruce proved that his unique approach to martial arts was truly unmatched. Bruce Lee's secret fight. A fight that changed everything began in 1964 in Oakland, California, when Bruce Lee faced Wong Jackman, a traditional martial artist who disliked Bruce's modern approach. People expected an epic movie-style duel, but the reality was different. Wong's quick footwork and strong defense made it tough for Bruce to strike him cleanly. Even though Bruce finally won, he felt unsatisfied with his performance. That moment pushed him to rethink his training, sharpen his skills, and build the philosophy that later made him a legend.
Secret fight.
Few people know that Bruce Lee once had a hidden fight in Hong Kong with actor La Wei. La Wei had publicly challenged Bruce, and at first, Bruce didn't want to accept. But eventually he agreed, and the fight took place secretly at a police detective's estate. Bruce's speed and power were too much, and he defeated La Wei quickly. What makes this story special is not the fight itself, but what happened after. Bruce decided to keep the fight a secret so La Wei's career in films wouldn't be damaged. This moment showed Bruce's deep respect, integrity, and honor in martial arts, proving that for him, it was never just about winning. It was about character. Bruce Lee's teaching legacy. Bruce Lee's true power wasn't only in his punches and kicks, but in his burning passion to teach. He created Jeet Kune Do, a martial arts philosophy built on freedom and self-expression, not just strict forms and rules. Bruce believed martial arts should grow with time, and he pushed his students to move in ways that showed their own spirit. His lessons weren't limited to strangers either. He passed his wisdom to his son, Brandon Lee, guiding him with the same care he gave to his students. For Bruce, martial arts was never just about fighting. It was about learning, evolving, and finding your own path.
Bruce Lee's rise. At just 23 years old, a young man from Hong Kong shook Hollywood like never before. Bruce Lee started as a child actor back home, but when he landed a role in The Green Hornet, the world finally saw his lightning-fast moves and magnetic presence. He wasn't just fighting on screen, he was changing how people thought about martial arts. Through his own style, Jeet Kune Do, Bruce turned martial arts into more than a sport. It became a global movement, blending action, philosophy, and culture in a way that still inspires millions today. Precision master. Bruce Lee's fighting style wasn't just about speed, it was about control. Every punch he threw and every move he made carried a sharpness that few fighters could match. His strikes were not only fast, but exact, like they were guided with purpose. What set him apart was the way he blended mind and body into one, staying calm, focused, and sharp even when the pressure was at its peak. This mix of mental discipline and physical skill made him nearly untouchable, proving why he is remembered as one of the most complete martial artists in history.
Bruce Lee's balance. At the peak of his fame, Bruce Lee was not just a global star, but also a devoted husband and father. Even while conquering Hollywood, he stayed deeply connected to his wife Linda and their children, Brandon and Shannon. He proudly taught Brandon martial arts from a young age, passing on his own philosophy and techniques. Balancing a worldwide career with family life was never easy, but Bruce managed it through discipline, focus, and love. His family kept him grounded, bringing him real joy even when the world placed him on a pedestal. Though his life ended too soon at just 32, his legacy lives on, not only as a martial arts pioneer, but also as a man who proved that true greatness comes from balancing success with family. Bruce Lee versus Gary Elms. A legendary fight shook Hong Kong in 1958 when a young Bruce Lee stepped into the ring for a high school boxing tournament at King George V School. His final opponent was Gary Elms, a skilled British student and three-time champion. Bruce fought hard and won by unanimous decision, but victory didn't feel complete to him. Wearing standard 8-ounce gloves and following boxing's strict rules, he felt trapped and unable to unleash his true striking power. For Bruce, whose belief in martial arts was all about freedom and adaptability, this fight became a turning point. It pushed him to go beyond traditional limits and shape the unique fighting style that would later inspire the world.
Bruce Lee's wild game. Guess what? Bruce Lee once shocked the world by playing table tennis, but not with a paddle. He used nunchucks. Yes, you hear that right, nunchucks. While most people can't even swing them properly, Bruce Lee turned them into a weapon of pure precision. Every strike, every return of the tiny ball showed his focus and mastery. It wasn't just a game anymore, it was art in motion, proving once again that Bruce Lee never stopped pushing limits and showing the world what true innovation in martial arts looks like. Lightning hands. People were left stunned in 1967 when Bruce Lee showed the world what real speed looked like. This wasn't just a normal punch or a flashy karate move, it was something no one had ever seen before. In a live demonstration, Bruce's hands moved so fast that even Vic Moore, a 10th degree black belt, couldn't block them. It wasn't just about being quick, it was about being faster than the human eye could even follow. That day, Bruce Lee proved that true power in martial arts is not only strength, but speed that strikes before your opponent can even think.
Bruce Lee's matchstick trick. Bruce Lee once pulled off a mind-blowing stunt that proved his unmatched skill. He used nunchucks not to fight, but to light matchsticks placed in tricky spots. One by one, he struck them with perfect accuracy, never missing a single hit. This wasn't just some flashy show, it was pure control, precision, and discipline. That simple trick told the world how deeply Bruce had mastered martial arts and how far his focus and dedication could push the limits of human ability. Bruce Lee's secret. Bruce Lee changed martial arts with a mindset that was different from everyone else. Instead of wasting time trying to learn hundreds of moves, he believed in mastering just a few and practicing them again and again until they became perfect. His philosophy was simple but powerful. Constant self-improvement and discipline mattered more than showing off. While others tried to collect techniques, Bruce focused on quality over quantity, and that's what made him unstoppable. Even today, his approach inspires fighters all over the world.
1-inch power. What if I told you a single tiny punch could throw a man several meters away? That's exactly what Bruce Lee's legendary 1-inch punch did. It wasn't just strength, it was pure mastery of body mechanics. He would push with his legs, twist his hips, and drive power through his shoulders, all in one smooth motion, like a hidden engine firing at full speed. This short strike was said to hit with the force of a car crash at 50 kilometers per hour. For Bruce, it wasn't about throwing punches, it was about turning movement into art, blending physics and power in a way the world had never seen before. Flying kicks of Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee had a secret weapon that shocked everyone: his kicks. They were not just powerful enough to send a man flying, but so precise that they landed exactly where he wanted every single time. With his training shield, he could show how one perfect kick could carry the force of his entire body. His style was not only about strength, but a deadly mix of speed, control, and precision. While most people remember his famous 1-inch punch, his kicks were equally dangerous, proving that every move of his body was trained to perfection. Bruce's kicks forever changed martial arts and showed the world what true mastery looked like.
Coin trick. People were stunned when Bruce Lee showed a skill that had nothing to do with punching or kicking. He would place a coin in someone's hand, and before they could even close their fingers, he would snatch it away and replace it with another coin. To normalize, it looked like pure magic, but it was really his lightning speed and razor-sharp reflexes. Some even said his hands worked like a master pickpocket, moving faster than anyone could track. This wasn't just a show-off trick, it was proof of Bruce Lee's complete control over his body and mind, showing the world that his greatness went far beyond martial arts. Bruce Lee's real test. People say legends only shine on screen, but Bruce Lee proved his power in real life too. Even though he was a world-famous star, challengers often tried to test him in street fights. Every time, Bruce moved with such speed that opponents barely saw his strikes coming. Once, during the filming of Enter the Dragon, a man tried to fight him on set.
Bruce ended it within seconds, but instead of showing off, he turned the moment into a lesson. For Bruce, martial arts wasn't just about winning fights, it was about teaching discipline, respect, and wisdom through every move.
Shoulder slap. One training day took a shocking turn when Bruce Lee's simple slap knocked a fellow martial artist's shoulder out of place. What looked like a light, harmless strike carried so much hidden power that it dislocated the man's shoulder instantly. Bruce wasn't trying to hurt anyone, but his finely tuned body held a level of strength that even he sometimes underestimated. This moment showed how even the smallest move from him could create extraordinary results, reminding everyone of the raw force behind his every motion. Two-finger power. Bruce Lee shocked the world in 1967 at the Long Beach International Karate Competition when he dropped down and started doing push-ups on just 2 fingers. Yes, only 2 fingers holding his entire body weight. This was not just strength, it was proof of the insane control and discipline he had over his body. Bruce didn't train to show off, he trained to push beyond human limits. That moment showed everyone that with focus, dedication, and unmatched practice, even the impossible could be done.
Blindfold fight. Crowds watched in shock when Bruce Lee stepped into a sparring match wearing a blindfold. A legendary karate grandmaster had challenged him, and many thought this would end in disaster. But Bruce moved with such ease, as if his eyes were never needed. He relied on his sharp senses, reacting to every strike before it landed. This wasn't just a fight, it was proof of his mastery over mind and body. Bruce showed the world that real martial arts is not about sight alone, but about awareness, instinct, and the ability to adapt in any situation. Bruce Lee's power. People were shocked when they saw Bruce Lee's training because it was nothing like normal workouts. He could do push-ups with just one hand, sometimes even balancing on 2 fingers. And he pushed himself so hard that he once did more than 200 of them. But that wasn't enough for him. Bruce went even further, completing over 1,500 regular push-ups in one go. And if that still sounds unbelievable, he could also do more than 100 push-ups using only his thumb. These were not tricks to impress people. They were part of his daily routine, proof of how serious he was about mastering his body and becoming stronger every single day.
Lightning speed. Bruce Lee's speed was so shocking that even cameras of his time couldn't keep up. While filming The Green Hornet, his punches and kicks were so fast they blurred on screen, leaving directors helpless. Bruce could throw 9 punches and 6 kicks in just 1 second, a pace that felt almost superhuman. Filmmakers often begged him to slow down so the audience could actually see his moves. His speed wasn't just strength or skill, it was proof that he was far ahead of his time, a martial artist in a league of his own who changed action movies forever. Dragon Flag. Bruce Lee shocked the world not just with his speed and power, but with the way he trained his body. One of his toughest core workouts was the Dragon Flag, a move so hard that even athletes today struggle with it. In this exercise, you lie flat on a bench, push your shoulders into it, and lift your entire body straight into the air, holding it steady as you slowly raise and lower. It's not just about raw strength, but balance, control, and discipline. That's why the Dragon Flag became a trademark of Bruce Lee's training and why it still inspires fighters and fitness lovers all over the world. Even now, you'll see countless people testing themselves with this legendary move online.
Rice grain training. Bruce Lee had some of the most unique training methods, and one of the most fascinating was said to be catching rice grains with chopsticks. He believed that martial arts weren't just about strength, but also razor-sharp reflexes. To sharpen his speed and focus, he practiced this tiny yet powerful exercise, trying to grab grains of rice in mid-air. While no video proof exists, the idea fits perfectly with Lee's dedication to pushing limits. In fact, this unusual method even seems to have inspired the famous chopstick fly-catching scene in The Karate Kid.
It shows just how creative Bruce Lee was and why his legacy continues to inspire fighters around the world. Bruce Lee's intense routine. Every day, Bruce Lee pushed his body like a machine, but with the heart of an artist. He practiced 5,000 punches and 2,000 kicks daily, polishing every strike until it was flawless. Along with that, he added 200 leading twists, 200 frog kicks, 100 sit-up twists, and 100 leg raises to make his body strong and fast. But the most amazing part was not just the hard work, it was the way he trained smart. Bruce often mixed his workouts with daily life, even doing exercises while watching TV. This unique style showed his passion, discipline, and creativity, making him one of the greatest pioneers in martial arts history.
Bruce Lee's custom gear. Bruce Lee pushed his body harder than anyone else, and the proof was in the gear he used. He trained with a massive 300-pound punching bag reinforced with metal, tough enough to take the full force of his strikes. But that wasn't enough for him. For his deadly kicks, he had an even heavier 700-pound bag made just for him. This wasn't just equipment. It was a symbol of his obsession with strength, endurance, and perfection. Bruce Lee wasn't only training, he was changing martial arts forever, and his legacy still drives fighters and dreamers across the world. Bruce Lee's power still leaves the world amazed. If you enjoyed these unbelievable moments, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories.